Welcome, welcome, Amy.
Hello.
You're sitting in the hot seat right now.
Super hot.
Let's get into the first question about relationships. How do you feel about relationships now versus back then?
Relationships now versus back then, meaning maybe how we perceived.
Growing up, father, mother.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I learned the hardest lesson was that everything you've been taught is bullshit. And that sounds so bad, but your expectations, your wants, and your needs are constantly changing and they're constantly evolving. And I think we were taught that a relationship should be one particular way. It should have certain things in place that works for everyone, and it's not. And I think learning that and accepting that now was the biggest challenge. But I think just learning yourself, who you are, what you need, your flaws, your weaknesses, your strength, that I think is more important than what you think your perception of that relationship should be.
So going into relationships now, I was actually checking out Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys and Mashonda. You heard about the situation Mashonda had with Swiss Beats about the blended family? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, of course.
Now, where are you from? What your heritage?
My parents are Thai. My mom is Mun, but the country no longer exists, but they're Thai.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question because I want to know.
Okay.
Okay. Do you feel like a blended family, do you feel like that's polygamy? Does that play a part with polygamy?
Yes, absolutely. I grew up in a polygamous blended family though, so that might be a biased opinion.
Oh, that is so super dope because that's why, because I don't like to assume, I like to investigate. And I know sometimes in the Asian culture, sometimes y'all do believe in polygamy. Now let's talk about you. That was your parents. Do you believe in polygamy, or would you allow your helpmate that you're married to have a second wife?
I can't say.
Okay.
Because obviously I'm going to evolve as a person and I don't know what my needs and wants would be at that point. However, at this particular moment in my life, no. I don't believe in a polygamous relationship.
Gotcha.
I believe in a monogamous relationship and building within your partnership.
Okay. Okay, so do you believe when people date, and let's just say a guy is dating two women at the same time, do you believe that's polygamy?
Yes.
The both of women just don't know?
Yeah, it's a form of polygamy. I don't think it's the proper way to conduct a polygamous relationship, but it's definitely a form of polygamy, yeah.
So why you think that?
Why do I think?
Yeah, so because I did a paper on how dating is unorganized polygamy, but what brings it from your mind? Why would you think that, and why do people who date don't think it's polygamy? Like, they like, polygamy? Come on, that's not polygamy. I'm just dating.
I think because I'm so aware of how everyone in your life that you interact with either teaches you or you're teaching them something, and there's always an exchange. No matter if you think there is or not, there is some sort of exchange. So if you are dealing with more than one person and there is exchanges within those relationships, then to me is building. You're building with more than one person, and to me that's what a polygamous relationship is, that you're evolved with more than one person and you're building a relationship, or you're building some sort of relationship of exchange, regardless if it's physically, mentally, materialistically. It's an exchange.
Yeah, some materialistic things. Because we're going to tap back on the polygamy. But okay, how do you feel about, you know, like what are your dating habits? Like, does the guy have to be a celebrity? Does he have to be like the governor?
Right.
Does he have to be like an influential person, or can he just be a plumber who owns his company but makes $400,000 a year?
Okay.
But he makes let's get this. He makes $400,000 a year, but sometimes the plumber doesn't get love. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes, you know, women will go out and be scared to say what their other half does. Or have you ever heard of that? Or
absolutely. And I think that all goes back to perception. Perception of what success is, perception of what, I guess, what being rich is. And I think we've been taught that at a very young age on what being a rich person entails. And it usually involves a lot of material things, or a title or a certificate that says you have completed a certain course or training. And I think because I value life for so much more than that, I don't look for those things in people. However, I can see why people see that as value.
Gotcha.
To me, a plumber who makes $400,000, maybe because I'm an entrepreneur, I know how much work and sacrifice and strength that takes to build your own, and to have your own, and to be able to have the freedom to function the way you want and live your life and do things that make you happy and that you enjoy. I value those things more, I think, than a title or money. Money's everywhere. We can get that shit together, you know, like money is everywhere. It's just another resource, just like food. Food is everywhere. So if you have the right partnership, all those things can be gained.
So, you live in Atlanta?
Yo, right now, yes.
So, are you single?
I am.
And what type of men you like to date? Like Asian men, black men, white men?
Well, I'm very open to every race. However, my last relationship, I was in an interracial relationship. He was Black American. Okay. So I guess that's been my life for the past 7 years.
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa. Yeah. Now, being in that interracial relationship, did y'all get stares?
Oh, yeah. We're in the South. Yeah, absolutely. We had people threaten us. We had people pull out one of our neighbors pulled out a gun on him. But,
for real?
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because he was dating an Asian woman?
Well, we bought a piece of land and we were going to build our house and they didn't want us there.
Wow. What color? Like, what was the race?
They were white. They're from I think they just grew up in that area and they weren't so accepting of new people coming in.
Okay.
And we were going to be probably the only minority on that block.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, sorry to hear that. Now.
It's life.
Were your parents accepting of it, or?
Very. I think I had the most open style parenting there is. They were very opinionated and they definitely gave their input, but they allowed me to do what made me happy, whatever it was. And maybe that was also, the cause of a lot of my mistakes, but they just allowed me to live my life and be happy.
So, what did they want you to do, like, when you grow up? Because I know
they were both entrepreneurs, so they didn't have any expectations for me.
Okay.
I think expectations came from school, came from friends, came from peers, people around you that that you respect or you admire, that you look up to or you like. And I think those expectations get developed as you were growing as a child. So I didn't have any, I think, expectations put upon me when I was young from my parents, but definitely from society, media friends, teachers. Oh, that's a good, teachers. Oh, that was a very tough one. Fighting teachers at a very young age. Yeah. Teachers just telling me up front that they didn't think that I was smart enough or or disciplined enough to achieve anything that they thought was going to bring me success. So, but I run my own company now and I feel great. So.
What type of company you have?
I do construction, so I do interior renovation. So I've been doing commercial, light commercial, and residential for the past 3 years.
Wow, that's kind of non-traditional for a woman. So
yeah.
I could get grants for that. Let's. You just brought me to something. Let's touch on that.
Yeah.
How is it being in the real estate construction business and being a woman? Do you get discriminated against by men?
Every day.